Coming to you straight from the Rio Grande and beyond. Broadcasting to the four corners of the globe. So grab your seat, your coffee, or your sundowner.
Okay, everybody, here we go.
On point, as always. This is Gloves Off. Gloves Off.
Back at you with Gloves Off. I'm Professor Buitrón, and I'm sitting here with one of Laredo's artists, Abel Gonzalez, who has made a name for himself painting murals. And great artist, and he has a nice story, and we're going to touch base on the passion that we have here in Laredo and of its artists, and here's one of them that is going to tell us exactly why you paint. How are we doing, Abel? You doing good?
Yes. Just think we're doing great.
Well, as I'm going to say, how, a lot of people say, how did you start painting? How did you start tattooing? Because you're a tattoo artist as well. How did you start? Well, let's go back to that day that you said, you know what, this is what I want to follow. This is what I want to do.
Well, to be completely honest, I was living a bad life. I was doing bad things, selling drugs or whatever, and then I got locked up in jail, and that's where I started doing my first tattoo, was actually in jail, and that's how I got the passion, where I still had hope that I could get out and actually like make a name for myself like that. And that's when I started drawing and coloring and just having that dream still that like one day when I get out, I'm gonna focus on this and make something of myself out of this. And that's how it started, to be honest.
No, and you're being honest, and that dream of liberty, that dream of freedom, that you saw that in tattooing, and that's what you did when you came out. Is that what you just went straight forward? Did you?
That's
how
right.
did you get in? How did you get a shop, and how did you start on that?
I never actually worked at a shop. I started working from home, and from my home, I had a lot of friends who would trust me to like work on them, and like I would like tattoo on my own leg, and I was just like motivated to do it, and I was always like confident in whatever I did, and I just kept getting better and better, and I started tattooing at home for like years and stuff like that.
Because there's a lot of mediums in art, and I think tattoos throughout history, I think it's art, period. A lot of people have a different persona towards them and their own opinions, but that's not that. And I'm talking about the art of it, because tattoos are, and there's artists that have great talent.
Yes.
And just like everything else, there's painters that paint great, and there's people that sculpt great, and you are one of the ones here in Laredo that has made a name. How did you change the tattoo into murals? What happened there? Yeah.
Well, I started painting when I used to live in Austin, and that's when I started actually trying to paint more than doing tattoos, because like I've always had a passion to just be myself and be creative and have my own style. So I started making paintings, and then I started loving that more than tattooing, and then I just started focusing on paintings, and then I would sell paintings, and that gave me more of a high than like tattooing. So I started like bringing my own style and trying to be different from everyone else and trying to stand out.
What would you say your style is? How would you describe it?
I would describe it as like street art with a little bit of abstract, and I get inspired like a lot by Picasso and like Salvador Dali. You know how they have their own like unique style. So I try to like represent them, but at the same time have my own my own style to do something.
Absolutely.
It's always different, but yeah, I get inspired by those great artists, the ones who are very different.
Sure. You know, I have, I've through Savat and what I've done, I've traveled the world teaching, and the first couple of things that I look for to bring back, number one, is I want to taste the local foods, the local restaurants. You know, I'm also a chef.
Yes.
You know, and if there's any street artist that I see, I usually buy the art from that area, whether it's Chicago, Paris, countless. You know, Arizona has some great ones. So that the street art, I think it depicts the subculture of that city, of that town. You know, that's in
It's like a Basquiat. Like
Sure.
Basquiat was a very street artist. He had his own language that became very famous, and I think that's very important as an artist to stand out from the rest. When you have a distinguished style, then that's when people start like noticing, like, hey, that's when they see a painting that like that's Picasso, that's Basquiat, that's a Salvador Dali. That's what I really want to target. You know what I mean? That's my dream, to stand out from everyone else.
So in other words, so when people see something, they say, "That's Abel's painting. That's Abel's painting."
Yes.
Sure, of course. You know, you have to have that signature on
That
there.
signature style
And
of
it's-
yours, it's very different, where people haven't seen it before, but it's very different. But when they see it, they know that that's him.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, a lot of things that are going on now, and I've seen some of your murals. The young lady that you painted that was killed over in Fort Hood, our soldier that lost her life.
Vanessa Gillen, yeah.
Vanessa, and you made an excellent mural there. You
That's
just
how
did
it
the
started.
library.
Mhm.
Let's talk a little bit about history of those murals.
So it all started with the Vanessa Gillen one. That was the one that kind of
Sparked.
sparked me getting that project after that. So the Vanessa Gillen one, I think it was Priscilla. Yes, it was like Priscilla who like contacted me, and we're trying to get approved for it for a couple of weeks, until the day before the presentation. She called me and she's like, "Hey, we finally got approved for the Vanessa Gillen one." Like the day before the presentation that they had. I'm like, it's a day before. So she asked me to do it overnight, and it's hard for me to say no to something, because I'm always like confident I could do it. But that day I was driving there just to tell her that I can't do it overnight. Like, I'm sorry, but this is like too late. Like, it's just, I can't. And then when I met up with her, she told me, she's like, "Just please do it. We know you could do it, and just do it." And the inside, like, my heart just told me, "Hey, just do it. Go at it nonstop. You're gonna do a great job, but go big or go home," you know?
And it's a beautiful mural. It's a mural that it's gorgeous. It's a mural that shows true passion, and you've done others. You did the library. Talk about the library as well.
The library one was also last minute approved, because the whole politics was going on, and the one that was helping me out was Nelly Belma, and I believe she lost the race or whatever, and the new councilman didn't want that project to get approved. But the last day that she was in office, she made sure that like everybody signed it, you know what I mean? So I got approved the last minute, and then I just started, and it was a great experience, because like that's been a dream of mine. I'm like, to paint like a restaurant or like a big building, and that's definitely like a historic building. So I'm just like, this is it. This is my time to shine. This is my time to prove myself that that I could do this within the deadline. I'm gonna do it nonstop. I would work day, go home and rest. At night, I would come back day and night for a whole week.
And that's a beautiful painting. If folks, you guys have not passed the library on Colton Road, it's a great mural. It's something it's outstanding, and it's something that shows Laredo, and But you made another mural that touches base, and we're talking about it was the one for cancer for the kids. Talk about that one.
The mural for Kids for Cancer was actually very touching, and it was very heartwarming for me because I learned a lot from not just being an artist. I learned a lot from the pain that these kids go through, and they just wish they had hope, to give them hope to still be fighting to get life, and I'm here just trying to work hard and trying my best to just give a message and touch their heart and family and friends and stuff like that. But that was also a big mural that I did, and it meant a lot to a lot of people, and yeah, it was a great experience.
You were telling me that while you were painting it, an incident occurred, and that's where the young lady body was found, right?
Yes. So one morning, I showed up in the morning. I was supposed to go at night, but I ended up deciding to just wait till the morning. So that morning when I showed up to go work, I showed up around 9 a.m. or whatever, and there's police officers everywhere and tapes, and I had just enough space to park my truck again to keep working. And a couple of feet away from me, there's a body bag, and I was just wondering, I'm did somebody really just get killed right there? And I'm there just minding my own business, trying to work, and then people kept calling me. My brother called me and he was like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you sure? Did you see anything weird?" I'm like, "Well, there's cops everywhere, and there's a body bag." And then he told me, he's like, "Yeah, some girl got murdered there last night, or got dropped off there, or whatever." So it was very, very awkward, because I'm there to work and there's a body bag right 10-15 feet away from me, you know what I mean?
That murder has touched base on everybody, and it's a murder that there's a lot of stories on who did it and why the murder hasn't been found. A lot of these stories tie that it's was done by a policeman's son or something to do with that effect. That's why they haven't caught him. And it seems that they've turned their back on this young girl and turned their back on all our ladies, if that's what's happening, because it shouldn't happen. And if they're doing that, I hope those that do that get reprimanded. It's sad, and we cannot let anybody go forgotten. So, it's something that hits the heart. Something that hits the heart, because and I saw that, and I have daughters, and I have cousins, I have friends that we all love, and just for them just to brush it off like if it's nothing. It's about the same as what happened to Ms. Guillen, and it's sad. But Laredo will continue doing its own shenanigans all the time, and it's sad. But we Laredo have to move forward. We, the community, have to move forward.
Exactly.
Any other projects that you have?
For now, any projects? I'm just going day by day, I guess. But
If somebody wanted to get a tattoo from you, where can they call?
they could search me up through like Facebook, Instagram. I'm doing work at a shop downtown, 12 Hidalgo Street, right next to the Plaza Theater. That's where I work, or that's where I do
The tattoos?
my tattoos. That's where we have our shop at.
Sure, sure. And you know, folks, you need to understand that tattoos are safe. You know, if there's people when they have a business there, it's all sterile and so on and so forth. Talk about all that point. You know, explain that.
Yeah, well, ever since COVID happened, I kind of backed off away for a little bit because it was getting close to home. So I kind of respected the whole COVID situation, but yeah, I mean, we're still open, and like, of course, everything's like sanitized. We wear masks, and like everything is the way like how it's supposed to be made, you know. But it's very hard to experiment now with the whole COVID situation, and like, but it's safe. It's safe, and we have traffic every day. Every day we have appointments, and none of us has like gotten sick yet. You know what I mean? But
And you know, with the situation that we're in, you know, the city asked everybody to kind of calm down, and they should. But small businesses need to continue moving forward, and we've all kind of tamed ourselves to kind of the presence of everybody. You know, we can't just calm it down. You know, and I think we all have to live with concern, and we all have to live with safety. But we cannot disallow somebody from making a living.
yes,
We just have to have the precautions for it to go forward.
yes,
And I'm glad that you all are open, and all the other tattoo shops and barber shops and everything. I wish you all the best. And if you all are listening and you hear something and you have a small business, come on out here. We'll put you here, because I know the way it is. We're not going to charge any advertisement. Somebody said that we charge, and that's a total nonsense, bullshit. I'm serious. You know, we take care of our small businesses, and
that's great.
you know, but any small business that wants to come out and explain your story, how it is, what you do, come on, we're here. And you can reach me at my email, buitronacademy2012@gmail.com, or call me straightforward, 956-401-4868. And we'll put you on the show. We'll put it forward. I want to wish you the best of luck. I want you to continue moving forward with what you're doing, because you're doing an impact towards Laredo. And always strive to those dreams, you know, because sometimes something happens in life that changes our focus,
Yes.
changes our energy, and you found it within art, within tattooing, and go out there.
Yeah. I just want to appreciate that. I just want to appreciate the opportunity to like tell my story and hopefully inspire the young kids right now who are getting in trouble and they get locked up and they lose hope. And I just want to inspire that there's always a way to like turn your life away around, and just have faith in God, and just have patience and have the passion to work on something that could be better than just selling drugs and being out there being stupid.
Absolutely. You know, folks, there's always a second chance, and there's people out there that will give you a second chance. And life gives us second chances, but we better take the second chance if we're doing something wrong and understand that it's there. And things that come easy aren't usually the best. You know, you have to work and strive for it to get someplace. I want to thank you.
Thank you.
Folks, be safe. Till next time.
Today, in America, more than 5.5 million men, women, and children train in a martial art regularly. Buitron Academy has been serving Laredo for over 30 years now. Our adult classes are geared for producing the best in you, teaching you street-ready techniques. With the arts of Savate and Kinpo, you'll learn the traditions of these sciences of combat as passed down professor to student.
Hello everybody, my name is Senior Grandmaster Alfredo Bandalan, owner of BDP, Bandalan the Siparis. I'd like to say a few words on Grandmaster Paul Buitron. He's a man of great integrity, a man of great knowledge of martial art. He's a master of Savate and master of Eskrima. He's a man that can help you to become what you want to be. He's a man that teaches people how to be somebody in life, how to work the world, how to be happy in this world. He's a man that I can say holds many integrity as well as in martial art. But I'd like to say this man has a radio station, does hunting all over the world, and he works with all kind of people, all walks of life. All I want to say, that Paul Buitrón is a man that can help people to be somebody in life. I'd like to say aloha, thank you.
I am Grandmaster Michael Duran of Original Huron Eskrima Federation here in Vallejo, California. Professor Paul Buitrón is an accomplished martial artist who has developed an understanding that as a caretaker in our martial arts, it is his responsibility to keep the art alive and in depth. He acknowledged that it is the students that give the art life. I hold his friendship and his continuing accomplishments in the art in the most highest regard. Thank you.
Come train at the best kept secret of Laredo. Give us a call for your free evaluation at 956-401-4868 or check out our website at savate.biz. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook.